It's that time of the week. Time for Once a Week with Father Len. This week, I'm in an office. I'm doing some work to try to keep up on things. Obviously, nothing stops while we have a pandemic. We keep on going. And one of the things we're definitely doing is trying as best we can to keep a normalcy. And a lot of times that's hard in a situation like we're in. I spoke to someone this morning where I said that today was going to be my day off. And they said, well, what are you going to do on your day off? And I said, the same thing I've done for the past 5 months. Nothing. It's really been disconcerting. I would always be running into New York City to either see a show or just walk around, go to a museum, go to the zoo, go to the gardens, just to do something. That's prohibitive now. Or I would go and take a ride to do some shopping. Got to watch where you go now. A lot of places are closed. I would even try to go visit friends, but you can't do that because most people are quarantining or are staying away from others for the present time. So what does one do? You have to be creative. You have to be different in what you do. Just like we are doing in the office, trying to come up with different, unique ideas so that we can, first of all, keep you engaged. We have to keep ourselves engaged as well. And that's why finding these little things, I found little places that I can go that are local, that I can just go and find some quiet. I found things I can do, like, did you know the library is not open, but you could still take out books. You have to do it online. But I've been taking out books constantly since the beginning of July. It's little things like that that you have to do. Otherwise, you'll sit at home watching the news, getting more depressed, getting more concerned, getting more agita into yourself. This is a time to be creative, to do something different. And that's what we all have to do. Now, we've been saying this for the past few months, that we have to find these things. And a lot of us have either exhausted or we've just not gone and done anything because, well, it's too much work, or I'm not in the mood. Now is the time. We're getting to the end of summer and we're going to come into fall. And what's going to end up happening is, with the weather as it might be, we're going to end up coming more and more into the house. We're not going to be out as much. We've got to find things that will invigorate us, will inspire us, will give us to do, so that we don't become couch potatoes, so that we don't become boring. Think about that. And think about what we as the church can do. We're offering different things during the fall, opportunities for you to get involved virtually, and sometimes maybe even not so close, but maybe as a community. Take advantage of these things. See what happens. We don't have to be 2 inches from each other to be a community. We can do things and invigorate ourselves by doing similar things and then using that as thought starters, as conversation starters. Let's keep on moving. Let's not be boring. Let's not be bored. Instead, let's make the most of what we've got. It's easy to go and say, will this ever be over? It's harder to go and say, how can I do something with this time? Let's do that instead. Let's take the harder road and see what happens. And one final note. Even though no one can go away anywhere, I'm going to take a few days for mental vacation mental health time next week. So there will be no once a week with Father Len next week, unless I get inspired somewhere as I go here and there. But let's just assume that I won't be there. We'll see you in a few weeks.